Life really is just one big placebo. Like it is. If you think about it, you actually think about what it really means to experience the placebo effect, the more you realize that life is the placebo, and every little placebo that's happening in your life is a microcosm of one giant placebo in the macro terms. When you zoom out fully and you observe your life, you look back at your life, you realize that the way you interpret each moment, it's entirely up to you. And I'm giving this example because I have an example from today that is very analogous to this idea of we are just a placebo. Life is the placebo. And when you begin to operate like that, you understand that you could always flip the switch. That there's nothing being inherently good or bad, everything just is. Yes, tragic things may have happened to you or to other people you know, but there's always a silver lining out of those things. There's always something that you gain out of that. You gain strength, you gain wisdom, you gain knowledge, whatever it may be. Of course, there are the things that you lose. Like you lose people in your life, you lose friendships, you lose whatever it may be. And those things just, yeah, you look at them being like, I lost them. But in reality is you gain other things. So everything just is. And when you begin to not label everything always, you begin to understand that it's just like one big game. Life is just one big game, one big placebo game. So an example of my life today is I had to get a shot, a vaccination. I got bit by a dog out here in Guatemala, and I had to get a shot today. And I'm very anti-vaccinations, but we had to get it. And the last time I got it, I had to get 4, so my third one. The second one, I had not a good, I just didn't feel good after, okay? I was lightheaded, tired, etc. So going into this one, understanding that these are the symptoms that my body experienced, I flipped it on its head. Going into it, I was like, oh my God, like, I can't do any work today. I'm gonna like set myself up for just like lying in bed all day because I'm gonna feel like shit, right? But I flipped it before and I said, you know what? I'm gonna experience this thing differently. The exact same shot, but I'm gonna experience this differently. And I told myself before getting it, I'm gonna get energized from this. It's actually gonna be the opposite. I'm gonna feel good. I'm gonna feel healthy after this, and I'm gonna feel like just strong. And what do you know? I'm filming this hours after the shot and I feel amazing because I've understood this idea of just being the placebo. And when you catch yourself in a negative state or you're feeling sad, you know you have a choice always just to put a smile on your face. You're always able to smile. There's a good saying, the mirror doesn't smile back until you do. And I've said this early on in my videos and it's entirely true. If life is the mirror physically, we are the internal side of things. We are what we can control. We can't control the mirror. We control ourselves. We control our facial expression. So if we smile before, then the mirror will smile. Mirror will smile rather than waiting until the mirror smiles back, having a straight face, and which will never happen. You know what I mean? So rather than waiting for life to catch up physically, become the placebo yourself. And then you really begin to experience your power. Like we have so much power that we're not tapping into. So much power. Anything negative in your life, you could just turn positive. You could do it. And I know this sounds very ignorant of other people's situations, but sometimes you gotta start small. So I'm not saying if something devastating happens just to flip it. That's not what I'm saying at all. But little things that usually would get you a little bit disgruntled, a little bit frustrated, irritated, upset, sad, angry, all these lower vibration emotions, you can just flip it. You know that, right? And I'm telling myself this. Again, this is not something that I'm used to doing, but I'm practicing this and it's working. You just flip it. You flip everything. You're struggling with money, flip it. Money comes to me easily. Money is infinite. It's what I talk about in a lot of my videos. Money's easy. Money comes to me. I love making money. I enjoy making money. So it's super, super simple. It's super simple. Next time you have to do something you don't want to do and you have to do it no matter what, and it's out of your control, just do it and understand that, you know what? It's not going to be bad. It's just going to happen. Whatever it is, and that's it. That's all you need to understand in order to fully embody the placebo, to fully just become the person that no longer is irritated or stressed about these things that don't really matter. You know, I got this shot, I could think to myself, oh, well, now there's this shit inside me that I don't want, and my body is gonna be feeling this way or that way. Or I could be like, you know what, I'm gonna trick my brain. My body listens to my brain, to the thoughts, the impulses that I send out throughout my brain. Each cell responds to the thoughts that you implant in your brain. Now, thoughts may pop up, but you have to just ignore them and let them pass. I'm not saying you can control every single one of your thoughts, because you can't. But you can pick and choose which ones you want to entertain, which one you want to give energy to. And that's what's a part of the placebo. So life really is one big placebo. There's the people that don't understand it's a placebo, and they're in this study, you could say, like in the study of life, you could say, like they're in one group where they have something injected into them metaphorically, and they don't understand that they actually have full control of whatever they feel, and whatever's happening to them happens to them. Okay, that's the masses, you could say. But there's other people like us that understand it's just one big placebo, and we're told by ourselves, this inner knowing, that, hey, look, we're a part of a placebo test. We're a part of a group of people, a minority, you could say, in the world, where we control our reality. Where whatever happens to us is up to us, the way we interpret things. Physically, you never know, of course, but life's not just physical, right? We're not living in just a physical video game. This is a 5D or 4D or multi-dimensional game, right? So if you understand that, you could actually control everything about your reality, your perceptions, and your overall, your destiny. I truly believe there's a certain part of your destiny that you can control. I won't get into destiny versus fate, but overall I do feel like you can control a lot of things in your life if you decide to. Once you think you have no decision, no choice, my friend, you've lost the game already. You've lost the plot. You're no longer in this group of people that understands they're in the placebo. They're just drifting through the wind. They're still a part of the exact same experiment of life, but life's just coming to them, my friend. And the good, the bad, the ugly, anything can happen to them because they have no idea that they can actually control what they're thinking, the information they're feeding themselves, and so on and so forth. So yeah, life is a placebo, and you have a choice to either play it or not. Entirely up to you. But if you do decide to understand this and actually utilize this fundamental knowledge, that converts into wisdom, that converts into knowledge that you can pass off to other people, to explain to them that you are in control of your reality. You are in control of how you feel on a day-to-day basis. If you're sad, you can be happy in a second. Just switch your thoughts, switch your impulses, switch these mechanisms in your brain that's a constant autopilot. Regain your control, and it'll change your life. Peace out. See you in the next one.